What if I told you that fairy tales never disappeared? They just hid across Europe. In villages carved into cliffs, on roads that vanish into the clouds, inside castles where time feels paused, and places so beautiful they almost feel unreal. This is not fantasy. These are real destinations, and once you see them, your travel list will never be the same. Today, we're taking you through 20 unbelievable European destinations that feel like they were pulled straight from a fairy tale. And before we begin, if travel feeds your soul, subscribe to Jetlag Stories. It truly helps us create more stories like this, and more journeys for you to escape into. Now let's disappear into Europe's most magical places. Our story begins in Civita di Bagnoregio, Italy, a village that seems to exist on borrowed time. Balanced atop a crumbling hill of volcanic rock, Civita is slowly disappearing, its edges worn away by wind and rain. Reached only by a long, narrow bridge, the journey in feels like crossing into another world. Once inside, silence takes over. Stone houses, empty lanes, and golden light make it feel less like a town and more like a forgotten chapter of a story. Next, we arrive in Portree, Scotland, a place where fairy tales meet the raw power of nature. Candy-colored houses line a quiet harbor, dwarfed by dark cliffs and rolling green hills. The sky here is never still. Clouds race, light breaks suddenly, and rainbows appear without warning. Portree feels alive, as if the land itself is constantly rewriting the scene. Our next stop takes us to Meteora, Greece, a landscape so improbable it feels imagined. Enormous stone pillars rise straight from the earth, their tops crowned with monasteries built by monks who believed closeness to the sky meant closeness to the divine. These structures seem to float, defying gravity and logic. Standing here feels like stepping into a sacred myth, a place where heaven and earth briefly touch. Moving far north, we reach Reine, Norway, a village that looks like it was painted by a dreamer. Bright red fishing cabins sit along icy blue fjords, surrounded by jagged mountains that rise dramatically from the sea. In winter, green auroras dance overhead. In summer, the sun never fully sets. Reine feels untouched by time, a place where the world works by different rules. Next, we travel into Transylvania, Romania, a region wrapped in legend and mist. Dense forests stretch across rolling hills. Medieval villages sleep behind stone walls, and fortified churches stand like quiet guardians. This is not the Transylvania of fear, but of folklore, a land where stories feel close, as if they're still being whispered. As we continue, we arrive in Ronda, Spain, a city split in two by a dramatic gorge. Stone bridges span the divide, connecting sheer cliffs high above the valley floor. From above, the world drops away suddenly, leaving only sky, rock, and silence. Ronda feels carved rather than built, like a city placed here by fate. Next on our journey is Mont Saint-Michel, France, rising from the sea like a vision from legend. With each tide, the island transforms, sometimes surrounded by water, sometimes connected by land. As waves creep closer to its walls, the abbey appears to float, untethered from the world. It feels less like a destination, and more like a mirage that somehow stayed. Our next stop brings us to Bruges, Belgium, a city that feels frozen in a gentler time. Medieval buildings line quiet canals. Stone bridges arch softly overhead, and lantern light reflects in the water at dusk. Horse hooves echo on cobblestones, and the world feels hushed, as if Bruges agreed long ago not to change. As we move higher on the list, we return to the Isle of Skye, Scotland, where the landscape feels shaped by ancient forces. Sharp mountain ridges emerge from rolling mist. Waterfalls appear suddenly along cliffs, and the wind carries a sense of old stories. Skye doesn't feel decorative. It feels legendary. Just outside the top 10, we find Giethoorn, the Netherlands, a village that feels too peaceful to be real. With no roads in its historic center, life unfolds along narrow canals. Wooden bridges arch gently over the water, and boats glide silently past thatched cottages. Giethoorn feels like a place imagined by someone dreaming of a quieter world. Entering the top 10, we arrive at Neuschwanstein Castle, Germany, a fairy tale made of stone. Rising above forests and alpine lakes, the castle looks impossibly romantic, with towers and spires piercing the sky. Built as a personal escape by a king obsessed with myth and fantasy, it feels like a dream that refused to stay imaginary. Next on our list is Plitvice Lakes National Park, Croatia, where water creates magic. Lakes spill into one another through endless waterfalls, their colors shifting between emeralds, turquoise, and deep blue. Wooden paths float just above the surface, making it feel like you're walking through a living fairy tale forest. Our journey continues in Alberobello, Italy, a town filled with hundreds of trulli, small white houses topped with cone-shaped roofs. Built using ancient techniques and decorated with mysterious symbols, these structures feel straight out of folklore. Walking here feels playful, surreal, and wonderfully unreal. Next stop, Lake Bled, Slovenia, where symmetry feels magical. A tiny island rests at the center of calm, emerald water, crowned by a storybook church. A castle clings to the cliffs above, watching quietly. Everything here feels perfectly placed, as if designed by imagination itself. As we move higher, we arrive in Rocamadour, France, a village that climbs a sheer limestone cliff. Stone houses stack upward, defying gravity, while ancient chapels cling to the rock. For centuries, pilgrims believed this place held miracles, and standing here, it's easy to understand why. Entering the top 5, we find Lauterbrunnen Valley, Switzerland, a place that feels protected by the mountains. Dozens of waterfalls pour from towering cliffs into green meadows below, and clouds drift slowly through the valley. It feels like nature's sanctuary, peaceful, hidden, and impossibly beautiful. Next on our journey is Český Krumlov, Czech Republic, a medieval town wrapped by a winding river. A towering castle rises above red rooftops and narrow streets, preserving a world that feels untouched by time. It's the kind of place where you expect knights, musicians, or legends to appear around the corner. Reaching the top 3, we arrive in Colmar, France, a town that looks like it was painted rather than built. Half-timbered houses in soft colors line flower-filled canals, creating scenes so perfect they feel imagined. Colmar feels warm, gentle, and dreamlike. A fairy tale without drama, just beauty. Just one step away from number 1, we find Sintra, Portugal, a place shaped entirely by imagination. Colorful palaces rise from misty forests, hidden gardens twist through stone walls, and fog drifts between towers. Sintra feels enchanted, a land where reality willingly steps aside for fantasy. And finally, at number 1, we arrive in Hallstatt, Austria, a village that feels almost unreal. Nestled between towering alpine mountains and a perfectly still lake, Hallstatt reflects itself like a dream. The quiet, the light, the symmetry. Everything feels intentional. This is not just a place you visit, it's a place you remember, long after you've left. And that brings us to the end of this journey through Europe's most fairy tale-like destinations. These places aren't just beautiful, they're real, reachable, and waiting. Each one offers a different feeling, a different rhythm, a different reason to go. So tell us in the comments, which destination would you go to first? And if you enjoyed this journey, subscribe to Jetlag Stories. It directly supports this channel and allows us to keep creating cinematic travel stories like this one. Until the next adventure, don't just dream about these places, go see them.